Welcome to TechBrothersIT. In this video, we are going to learn how to create a universal data link UDL and test a MySQL ODBC connectivity. So think about a scenario where I have to work with some SSIS package and I need to connect to the MySQL. So now maybe I have this connection right there and I can work on Visual Studio, and sometime maybe you do not even have the Visual Studio and maybe you're working on some other type of software where you need to make the ODBC connection and then take a look on the database which is saved in the MySQL. But you are getting some error when you are trying to connect to the MySQL, and your engineer is saying, or the DBA is saying, hey, you have some problem on your end, but I have provided you the correct username and password. So that's where we are going to test all that connectivity and tell him, hey, you did not have set up our username and password correctly. So let me take you to the MariaDB here, sorry, MySQL there, and in the MySQL I can run this query in the MySQL database. That's a system database, and I have a table called users. That's also system user table, and when I run it, I'm going to see some records, and these are the list of all those users, and one of the user is called TB user, and this has some permission on some of the databases, so we are all good. We can use this user, and our host is local host, so there would be some name that might be provided to you, but in case we are going to go from the local host, so just remember it's going to be your server name. Now we will go to the ODBC first of all, and I have downloaded ODBC for MySQL, and that's what we are going to use. So we have installed the ODBC driver on this machine. Now let's go and take a look here. I'm going to go to the user DNS and add. Once I click on add, it's going to give me the list of all those drivers available, and I need to look for the driver which is available for MySQL. So let's see right there. So I have drivers for Oracle, and I have drivers for a lot of things, and I really don't use them. Anyways, this is the one I'm looking for. It's called MySQL ODBC NC driver. You can use the Unicode driver as well. I'm going to go with NC for now. Hit finish, and now it is asking you. So see, that's where it's saying, hey, provide me data source name. So I'm going to call this one MySQL ODBC. That's just the name I gave, and here I'm going to give a local host. So now I'm going to provide the username here. So see right there, you might even not have a permission to set up this ODBC. So you can't really come here and test. Maybe ODBC connection is already created for you, and now you even test the ODBC. So in this case, if I have all the permission, I'm able to do this, so I can check the ODBC connection and everything. So in my case, it's working. But in your case, as I said, that you might not have even permission to set up the ODBC. So then still you will be working with UDC to test if the ODBC connector is working. So you can select the database if you want. In my case, I'm going to go with Tech Brothers, test, successful, hit OK. Now our MySQL is ODBC is ready, and we are all set. Now think till there you did not have even a clue what to do. Now you are just getting ODBC name, and you need to test if your ODBC connection is working. So how you do that? So you will go to the logs here, and in the logs, sorry, you will go to any file here, right click and say new, and say new document, and now we are going to say UDL. So we are changing the extension of this text document. Once you do that, it's gonna let you work through. So right here is going to give us this dialog box where it says the data link properties, and you can select the providers here, and let's try to find the provider what we have there. So what we have there, so we have Microsoft ODB provider for SQL, and we have ODB provider for ODBC driver. So hit next, and here we can try to drop down, and that's the one we are using, MySQL ODBC. Okay, so we provide the username, and we know that our username is TB user, and this time I'm gonna just provide wrong password. If I hit a test connection, it's gonna give us this error. So it's saying test connection failed because of an error in initializing provider MySQL ODBC 8.0 driver, access denied for user TB user localhost by using password. So remember, It means that the person who has provided you password to use this ODBC connection, he had made a mistake to provide you correct password. So now you go back and ask him, hey, can you provide me the correct password? And he did. And now you provided right here, and now you test connection, and test connection is successful. So what you learn here, you can now go to the database and test connection, you're all good. So now that's the way to go. So maybe sometime when the people has already set up the ODBC connection for you, and you need to test and use in your software such as the Visual Studio, such as reporting, maybe Excel and all that, and you're getting errors with this username and password for the ODBC, you can do the UDL tests real quick and take a snapshot and send to your DBA and tell him, hey, provide me permission so I can work on the next assignment. Thank you very much for watching, and I hope this video will help, and I will see you guys in next video.